Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out on the latest twist in the tale of Ryan Garcia, perhaps the most unpalatable yet. Garcia yesterday was on a Twitter space and, acting in a typically animated manner, unleashed a slew of racist remarks aimed at a number of minorities, but predominantly Muslims and black people. This negative behaviour was further compounded by a number of tweets that he put out around the same subject, espousing the same views, most of which have since been deleted. But thanks to an ever-observant Twitter community, they will not be forgotten, thanks to the screenshots also. Ryan Garcia's erratic behaviour was first called into question in the build-up to his April fight with Devin Haney. Such was the worry that some people even called for the fight to be called off well ahead of time. Now, Garcia appeared to dispel much of that doubt when he dropped Haney 3 times in the fight and won a clear decision over the former undefeated and former undisputed champion. However, it wasn't long after that result when we found out that Garcia had tested positive for the performance-enhancing drug Ostarine in 2 separate tests. And much doubt was then added to the legitimacy of his victory over Haney, something Garcia, immediately disputed. He contended, and still does to this day, that there was some form of contamination. He even came up with a number of conspiracy theories as to why. I'm not sure who particularly. I think he blamed Eddie Hearn at one point, who doesn't promote either fighter. Blamed Devin Haney, blamed the establishment for not wanting him to win. Just recently, Garcia and his team reached a negotiated settlement with the New York State Athletic Commission, who are the governing body who presided over the Haney fight, in which Garcia took a 1-year ban and agreed to pay back $1 million of his purse for the Haney fight to promoters Golden Boy. But still hasn't admitted guilt publicly. In fact, still asserts his innocence. The punishment, if you can call it that, was widely criticised as being too lenient. And any hope that Garcia would take his ban, perhaps get the help that so many people believe he sorely requires, was banished when Garcia made the comments yesterday on that Twitter space. No official comment from him so far today. We're going to present to you the audio from the Twitter space and some of the tweets that we do have screenshots of despite their deletion. But we should warn you in advance that you may quite rightly find these remarks highly offensive.
Here, bro, you actually
look at it, bro.
Brian, you want to talk about what's going on in the world. You don't even know.
No, shut the fuck
about
up, bro.
Israel
You're
or
not really like that,
Palestine.
bro. You're a culture vulture. You want to be a Muslim because Muslims support you. You weird, bro. You're like a gay ass faggot, bro. Fuck you, bro. I hope you went to the fucking
The WBC were quick to react. Long-time supporters of Ryan Garcia, and indeed they mentioned that they're unhappy with his reticence to join them in getting the help that they believe he needs. Were quick to expel him from the WBC. That's their words, not mine. No one's quite sure exactly what this means in practice, as he's already banned from fighting for the next year. Does it mean that when he returns, he will no longer be able to compete for WBC championships until they forgive him or he provides a clear drug test? We don't know. But for whatever the reason, he has been expelled from the WBC, which may not mean much in reality, but does send quite a strong message. While Ryan Garcia is yet to apologise or explain, his parents, on the other hand, did put out a statement suggesting that the remark made by their son wasn't reflective of how he'd been raised. And this comes hot on the heels of his father, Henry, expressing concern for his son earlier in the week. A public remark that Ryan was quick to dismiss on the same day. WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. was one of many notable names to condemn Garcia's tweets and comments on the Twitter space. Now, while Devin Haney has yet to issue an official statement on the latest Ryan Garcia developments, he has been retweeting a number of the tweets critical of his former opponent. I should mention that there, as part of the settlement with the New York State Athletic Commission, their fight result was changed to a no contest. I'm not sure if that's enough to mitigate the pain and suffering that Haney feels was done to him. But yes, he's been retweeting criticism and rather surprisingly getting into it with former football player as well. Now, while the boxing world is seemingly united in their condemnation and simultaneously their concern for Ryan Garcia, the fighter's promoters, Golden Boy, have been rather slow to react, it's fair to say, as you can see from what remains their pinned tweet and presumably has been for around 2 months already. We would expect a statement to come from Golden Boy later today. Some of the most disgusting comments from Garcia concerned George Floyd, who was, of course, murdered by a police officer in the US, a black man. His childhood friend, Stephen Jackson, former NBA player, had some rather understandable, harsh words for Garcia when he spoke out about the comments yesterday.
Hope y'all having a good day. Check this out. Listen, first you go from taking steroids. Then you talking about digging George Floyd up and killing him again. Now you talking about you hate niggas and you want to join the KKK. Look, dog, you need to get some help, bro. Because we don't play by the same rules that you play by in that ring, dog. And I'm just telling you. Just like I told you in the DM when you said some flash, I told you to get some help because it's a whole different ball game out here, bro. Anybody that got to bring up the dead is dying inside. You a clout chaser. That's all you are. You looking for attention. You trying to live a life that you didn't grow up in. You're not that, Ryan. Okay? You're a boxer. Stick to that, bro. Keep George Floyd's name out your mouth. If you hate niggas and want to join the KKK like you said on Clubhouse, go ahead. Just don't fuck with us. And don't expect us to fuck with you. People say the realest shit when they drunk. Facts.
I've seen a number of attempted explanations for Garcia's behaviour, although the prevailing mood seems to be one of castigation. Is he unwell? I mean, a lot of his behaviour, both leading up to the Haney fight and since, would suggest so. Is he more misguided? I mean, he's still very young. He's been he thrust himself into the spotlight quite early on in his life. So maybe there's an element of that as well. But as someone pointed out on social media earlier, how long can mental health struggles be used as an excuse or as a reason or as an explanation for highly reprehensible behaviour, especially the most recent racist remarks? I mean, there's no doubt the remarks themselves are racist. It's more whether Garcia is a racist himself or if he's saying these things because of his questionable mental state or for attention, for clout, to use modern parlance. Only Garcia knows that for sure. But the amount of leeway the boxing fandom and the public at large are willing to give him is getting smaller and smaller with each passing tweet, each passing audio remark. So we want to know what you guys think. Of course, please keep it as clean as possible. But let us know what you think of Ryan Garcia's comments. I imagine you condemn them, but more so his reasons for putting them on a public forum. How much mitigation do you give to his mental health problems? And what do you think the future holds for Garcia? Appreciate you watching. Not the nicest news to cover, but we feel we should cover all the boxing news regardless. This is Danny Flexen for Seconds Out.